Hello, everyone. Welcome to Patrick Barfi Show. We're going to continue from where we ended, um, which is the topic of the week, which is investing. We were looking at how you have to invest early, and if you invest early, it's a premium. So we were also looking at how a 40 year old couple were investing, and we all saw what. So let's start from there. I think I have it here. Let me bring it back again. Okay, so couple at 40, they're investing for 27 years, and what it is we use the medium um, household income, which was close to 75,000, and if they invest 15% of their, it was 940, and 940 is gonna get them this, right? Right. So, and also, like we said, if you invest early, it's different. It gives you more, more options and all that. And we made an example of how if you start from 20, let's say 25, and even if you invest in, let's say 200, you know, this is how much you come up with, 200. Okay. Let me go through it. What it is the rate of return was 10%. Where did 10%? The stock exchange for the past 100 years has been averaging 10%, 9 point something, almost 10. Yeah. Sometimes you just look at the bar side alone, but what it is on average, it gives us that. Sometimes it's down, but 80% of the time it's up, right? So when we invest in with 10%, with 10% rate, with even 225-year-old, this is what you're gonna get. And even this, I would say yes, they failed. Why? Because that means they never had a raise in their life. The same way as the couple where they were doing for the years, where they were doing 940, and they were getting this. That means they never had a raise. That is uh, so even with this, they should get more. Wait, there's more. So now where do we invest this money? See, saving money, the first thing is we want to take advantage of all the tax benefit that we have. So we start from our retirement. That's where the government has given us a lot that we can take from it, right? A lot. And everything that I'm saying here, all this investing and all that, this applies to all the folks around the world, especially the folks in right. These they have the same thing. When you go to UK, I think it's what UK is self invested personal pension. It's SISP is the same thing. I think they got more benefit than even the folks in US. Canada is registered retirement savings. I think it's RRSP is the same thing. So if you've never heard about this, talk to your HR and start investing. It's a good thing. It's gonna help you. Like I said, when you get to this point, things are changing. The money is working for you. The money is working for you, and that's all we all want. Money never complain. He never talks, not tired, and it keep on working for you. And all of a sudden, by the time you realize this investment is making more than you making, congratulations, then you have really done well, right? It's not that if you haven't get that point, it's not that you haven't done well. But if you continue, but what I will ask you to do is you have to exercise patience. Investing is gradual, right? So let me do some illustration here for you. Because what it is some friends, I know some folks, I tell them, hey, start investing. They start investing. The first year, like, oh, we didn't see anything. Yes, you won't see anything because investing is gradual and it has to be constant. That's where this discipline comes in, and take your hands off it. Some people, they're using their, retirement as ATM. Every situation, then they go, whereby you lose a lot of money. Let me see, folks in Australia is we have folks. I think folks in Australia, so it's called company pension or BAV. It's the same thing. Talks to your HR, and you will know all this. Start putting something in. If you haven't done anything, you haven't done it before, it's tough. But start with, let's say, $50, 50 Australian dollars, or if you're in UK, start from £50 and start going deep and deep. And after that, start making it like percentage. And that's where we want to be. I think, oh no, no, German, I think German is, excuse me, German was, is the BAV. I think it's company pensions. B. For Australia, I think it's super annuation, superannuation or something. Yeah, superannuation. Yeah, it's the same like the 401k, and they get benefit the same way. So if you're in those areas, Germany, you can do it. UK, you can do it. Canada, you can do it. And I believe France, Holland, and Italy, all those places they have. Just that we are not going through those process. We are not educating now on those things. So if you're hearing from me today, make sure you get to your HR, find out what is going on, and start. You get the same benefit like the US, what US are doing. I've heard so many people, oh, USDA, if you're in US, oh, you have whatever, apart from the, no, it's the same thing. Just that all you got to do, those countries, they are more key about the pension, which, the government takes care of it on those. Here, that pension thing is dying out. Apart from Social Security, most of the companies are kicking the pension out and bringing the 401k, but you guys have the same thing. I will say it again. Canada is RRSP. Talk to your HR. And Canada, their benefit is even better than US. And the rates, they're also getting a good rate, which is going to also get you to where you want to be. UK is SIP, self-investing personal pension, and they have different kinds. It's kind of like a variable, and they have a fixed one. So talk to your HR and look into it. They also got a good benefit for that. This is not what the government gives you. This is what you are putting down and investing for you. So when you are retired or your golden years, now you get what the government gives you, and this one too. So in Germany, it's the same thing. It's called, I think it's called company pension or Barfi. It's different from, I think it is a resta pension, something like that. The resta pension is formed like a Roth here. It's after tax money. So when you're taking your money, it's all tax free. Australia is superannuity. Those are also the same thing. You don't get taxed on those things. It's tax fair. I think those countries also even crash. Some of them, they don't even get taxed after that. So you got to look into all that. And yeah, I think I'm going to do a program on those things. I have all the information that I can tell you exactly what it is. So if you're in Canada, you are UK, you are in Australia, you are. I mean, mostly all the Western countries, they have something like that. Apart from what you get as your working as a pension, you can also save some for yourself. Oh, all right. So now we start from where? We start from, because of our retirement. That's where the government has given us a lot of tax defer. Remember, some say it's tax free. It's not tax free. It's tax defer. You start paying when you start withdrawing, right? And usually, we're hoping by the time you start withdrawing, when you are older, 50, 67 and all that, your tax rate is going to come down. And sometimes you don't have to wait till that time. Some people start converting it to the raw part before. So this is how it's done. There's a saying, March beat Roth beat tradition. Let me explain. All right. Most companies, they match a certain percentage of what you put in. Averagely, it's about 5%. So we're going to use 5%. Your might be down or up. This is just going to be example. So let's go back and take this company, this couple, where they put in 15%, which is 945. And to be honest with you, it's a couple. So that means if you guys are working, that means each person is going to be paying 470 into their a month. So this is for a couple. I don't want to raise the money too much. Be like, no, I just want to calm down. So the 75,000 is a medium household income. So if it's a couple and both working, that means each one is going to put in 475. That means per pay period, you put in about 235, right? 235. That's per pay period. So that isn't that bad. Yes, you can put it also. Do other things. Someone say, hey, why not 20? Why not 25? Because at this point, we owe nothing to anybody. If you have a home, that's just the home. So why don't we do more? No, there are stuff you have to do. Remember, I said on the episode 6, that we are going to do 4 or 3 things depending on your financial situation or your financial life at this point simultaneously, right? So we put 15 in there, and we get a match first from our company. We get a match first. So 5%. So we're using this company. When they put in 5% first on their 401k, and the reason why we're doing that is because they match. It's a free money. Please make sure you get that. So those free money, we need some of those free money. It's free if you don't get it. It's free. So make sure you get that free money. Free money. And it's the match is, let's say this is 5%. This couple is getting 5% of what they are putting in. So the 5%, and look at this, the first one we did, the 5% isn't part of it. So if they are getting 5% continuously for all the rest of their, to 4267, that means what? This money is going to go up about this. It's going to be around about probably like close to 2 million or, so that is the first thing. We get a match. Then what do? We go back, which the 5% will actually be, let's say 370, about 3,750. So if it's 3,750, it's going to be probably about 312, per month. So let's see, 312 per month. I think it's 0.5. If we put 312 a month per, this is what we're going to get. So by the time we retire, this is the amount we're going to pay taxes on. And guess what happened? After we've done that, we go to Roth. These days, most companies do the Roth 401k. If they don't have it, that's fine. You can go to all these brokerage companies and do it yourself. I'll say it again. If you do not know anything about it, get in touch. This is the information. I can help you do that. We have people in place that can help you do all those things, right? So now we got the Roth, which is going to be probably after this, it's going to be about 600 and I think 625, probably a 625.5. So if we put in 624 a month, so this is tax free. Look, so all this growth, all the growth here is tax free. It's money that you did not put in, and it's free. You see, the other side, that money is going to be taxed, right? But this is tax free. So we need some of those money. But however, if you are high income, one, you do not qualify for the Roth. If you make more than 144 per person, or if you make, I think it's 280 or around 270 per couple, you do not qualify. But guess what? There is a way out. There's a loophole. That means it's legal. Loophole. What it is it's called backdoor Roth. Backdoor Roth. Say the same thing. What you do is you're gonna register. You're gonna put in, like you put in just a regular Roth IRA. Then after that, you convert it right away into a Roth IRA. And it's at this point, everyone is entitled to 6,500. So you can put in 6,500 per year. And on the 401k side, you can put in 22,500. There's another more. If you are more than 50 and above, there's something called catch-up contribution. You see, the government is trying to do its best to make sure everybody invests and get to a point, because they know Social Security is shaking. They know the Social Security alone cannot help you. You need more. I think we've done this here before. Social Security was meant as a supplement. It wasn't supposed to be the entire thing that is going to take care of you when you retire. So they're doing everything possible to make sure we invest in our retirement. That's all these tax breaks. If you do not do the match, at least if you're not doing anything, you should get the match, because it's free money from your company. If you don't do it, I can wrap my head around this way. People will not do it, and they will use the same amount. Look, there are people, you see, the things that are preventing us from this are auto loans. Most of us. Why? Auto loans are the next expensive thing that we purchase apart from our house. And it's amazing how these days, about 32% of the population that are having auto loans pay more than 1,000. That is great. I can't wrap my head around it. Why are you paying a car? Look, somebody. um, I'm just fired up. Please. You have folks spending more than what they wear, bags, shoes, than what they put in the account. You have folks spending more than their cars than what they put in for their future. They're robbing themselves from their future. It's amazing how people can do that. If you listen to me today, change your lifestyle. You can do this. It doesn't matter whether you're 50, 60, even 60, you can do it. If you're 40, you got a great chance. If you're 30, it's super. If you're in 20s, hoo la la. So make sure you're doing this. Get the match. It's free money. Free money. Don't let anybody tell you they're going to get you taxes, and do not base on that. We have a way of doing all those things. By the time you get to where you can, there's a route. Even if you can't do that, if you don't want to be taxed, there's a route. You can do the route. I just said it. You can do route. So do not let people convince you that don't take the match they give you and go do something else. Anybody tell you that they're making money off you and can convince you for you to go away from those things, they are convincing you to do that. It's free money. Get it, yo. Get it. I still can't wrap my head around this one. People will let this go. One, you're benefiting from taxes. You are deferring all these taxes. So a lot of money is coming to you. And two, you're getting free money. So what we're going to do is we put in 15% of our income, like I said. So we do the match first. So this couple, the match was 312. They put that in and the company matches with it also. So 5%. So probably that is going to be 626 or so going into the account. So that money can also grow to be what? $1 million. Then here you don't get a match, you don't get anything. Just that it's after tax money. You've been taxed already. So this money is free. And stay away from this money. This money is there for you to be able to live off that money. We don't take that money. What it is when we retire, this money, if it's doing 10%, like I'm saying, you will get 10% of whatever you have in there. So you have $1 million. Every year you get about 100,000. So even if you put 20 back, you can still use 80 because of inflation, and you still do the same. You see, people, like I said, anytime there are some people, anything happens, then they go. I'm talking from experience. I used to do that too. I remember my brother Charles was telling me about 401k, and that was the first time I heard about it and all that. So I got to the job, and I'm doing the job, and I wasn't doing it. And my friend Kenneth was like, "Why are you not doing it?" Yeah, it's free money, get it and all that. I started doing it, and this was my emergency fund. Anytime anything happens, I go. I ended up losing everything. Right? I was doing it, but I was using it. There are some folks they are like me. They will do it, but they will use. There are some folks they won't do it at all. Right? Stay away from it. Stay away from it. Yes, there are some cases where you can use it for houses and all that. But if you're doing what I'm telling you here, you do not need that for your house, because right now we owe nobody anything. So what we're doing is, whilst we're saving this, remember we're saving only 15%, and we have been able to get all our money back, all the money that were tied up in all these loans, all credit cards and all that, we have them back. Remember, it was like 3,000. So put in 15% of this year, we still have that amount. We have about most of them about 2,000. So we go through this, then we get our Roth. After getting the Roth, then if any money left, then we go back and put it back on the 401k. So we make sure the Roth, we can get our 6,500 because we need more of the 1 million that is tax-free, right? And anytime you go get money from this, let's say you take money completely, you take 100,000, you probably think you're taking 100,000. In reality, you're taking about 65 or 70,000 home. Why? Because what it is they're going to hit you with the taxes. I'm not talking of the Roth, I'm talking of the 401ks. The taxes you didn't pay, remember? You got to pay the tax. And you get a 10% penalty. So You're going to be hit with all that. And guess what? If you make 50,000, or let's say you make 80,000 a year, because you took that money, it's reported as income. So now your income is up. Remember, we have progressive tax, right? So now you're above the 150. And guess what? You're paying progressive tax. So it's not worth it. Why are you doing that? You can only take it when you're 59 and a half. And like I said, if you're going through the process we're going through, you will not need it completely. You have emergency fund, anything happen, it goes to the emergency to use it. So after we doing all this, putting this in 401k, everything in place, and we constantly doing it. And like I said, even with this, if we, by the time from 40 to 67, we still put in 950, 940, we are a big failure, because that means we never had a raise in our life, which will not happen. We will have a raise. At least we'll have 3% yearly to get there. So that means this money, even if I'm wrong, let's say even if you have this and I'm wrong, you have 500,000. It's way better than nothing. If you have, even if let's say I'm half wrong, you still got a half a million. So please start doing it. If you're not doing it, start doing it. And if you're doing it, the start part is, you have some folk that they are doing it. You talk to them, hey, I'm doing it. Hey, what 2%? Yes, you're doing it. But try as much. Why? Because they have so much to pay. There are some people, they have every debt in this world, and that prevents you from putting more away. You see, like I said, your income is your most wealth building, or your powerful wealth building too. And if you give that away, which one are you going to use to invest? So we stay away from that. That's the process that I'm taking you through. So after putting 15%, guess what happened? We still have enough. Remember, we owe anybody anything. And when we're doing our budget, so the budget gives us what? Margin. The margin gave us what? Options. Options gave us what? Freedom. So now we can move around, doing things, we're doing everything. We are free to do whatever we want. So we can put more in our account, right? So this is what happens after that. If we don't have a house, now we're going to put some percentage in the house, all right? To start saving for down payment. You're going to start saving for down payment. Why? Because we want to go away from that 3% down payment mentality that everybody is taking about. That 3% is a killer. I think we're going to go ahead and do, that housing thing also. I have folks here that are also very, very, they have knowledge about housing. Our brother Alex is here, Alex Champo. Yeah, he's going to get us rundown. And also we have our brother Kweku Brobe, or Kweku also here. So when the time comes, very soon we'll bring them together. Then we'll look at how we can also get a house. So now at this point, we're saving. We are in control of our finances. We owe nothing to anybody except our home. If you have one, if you don't, then you start saving for down payment. Then guess what? Then after that, we still have enough, because we have a lot of money. Now we can start putting away for the kids for their college. We go to 529 and start doing 529. I know, do not listen to anybody that will tell you you have to buy insurance for the kids and all that. Insurance is for you, for them. It's, if you have, anytime you have somebody, a mouth to feed, if you don't exist, that person can leave. You need insurance, period. If you don't have anybody that depends on you, you don't need insurance. So if you have kids at this point, then you start putting in for that. There's a caveat which we're going to go, because right now, if you start putting, let's say, even if you put in 500 and you have a kid which is 17 about to go to college, that means you cannot put enough for them to be able to go to college. Yeah, you want them to go to college for free, right? So either you're paying for it or you have to do something. So we're going to go through all that process. But for now, we put in money away, which, like I said, we had the margin, option, freedom. And now guess what happened? We have peace. We sleep peacefully because everything is placed. Emergency fund is there. Everything. So you sleep like a baby. No worries. There are some folks, they have the money. Every time they are worried because they haven't put things in place. And everything that we learn in here, that you don't have to make a lot of money to be able to do that. All you have to do is the plan. You need a plan to go through this process. And now we start putting more money away. So if we have kids, if you don't have home, we start putting down payment after we put 15%. Then if we have kids at the time, we start saving for their college. If we don't have, if we have home, then what we do is we put money for the college, for the kids. Then every money that comes after that, we make sure we are fine to our life, the extra things we have to do, then everything that we get goes into the house. And all of a sudden doing this within a period of 7, if you're serious, sometimes it's even down. People that make a lot of money, it's down. Within 4 5 years, you see they're paid off their house, 600,000 out, they're paying off, And we're going to go through all the reason why you have to pay all these things and to put you in a very good financial position. So, like I said, we're going to do this simultaneously. So the next time we're going to talk about this, we're going to go about how we have to put down payment and why is the reason why we have to make sure we do more for down payment, and what we lose if we don't do that, and what we gain if we do that. And we're going to talk about education. There are some folks when it comes to education, they just go cray. They would take whatever loan for their kids to go to school. Please do not do that. Do not do that. We have ways of going to school for free. It's work though, but you can do that for them to go for free. Don't just sit there and say student loan and go get it. Then after that, we put in more in our house. And all of a sudden, like I said, remember what I promised you earlier on, that if you can stick with me and go through this process gradually, I can promise you one thing, that if you follow the process within a period of 10 to 15 years, your net worth is going to hit $1 million or more. And not just that, you have peace. You have a peaceful night all throughout your time. You won't care about the economy going up or down because you have peace. If the economy goes down, you lose your job, you still have something behind, about 6 months worth of something. And I can guarantee you this, the amazing thing about this is anybody that starts doing this, you see, they can see the end of the tunnel. So they start doing more. They start increasing their income. They start doing more. And the thing that is, like I'm saying, that is going to take you 10 to 15 years, it takes them about 7 years. Now they can go buy a car and pay cash for it. They can buy 100,000 car and buy cash for it because now their net worth is 2 million, 2.5. And if they buy something, and if let's say if they buy a car, the reason why we don't take a loan to buy a car is a car is a depreciating asset. So it doesn't go up in value, it goes down in value. If you buy a car for 30,000 within a period of 4 years, that car is going to go from 30 to 12,000. It loses about 40%. So you don't invest in things that goes down in value. But when you are okay, I always say this, you have to enjoy your labor. Don't let the labor enjoy you. When you put things in place, you see, people will be like, oh, okay, I have to wait till 60 years before I enjoy. No, the process doesn't take 60 years. You continue to do it, but we get to a point where you have enough that you're buying stuff, you're buying it for cash. Because if you buy a car for 100,000 and your net worth is 2.5, and that car crashed today, and even if you don't get insurance or anything back, you lose nothing. Yeah, it hurts. Nothing, because you still have a net worth of 2.4. That is when you start buying those things. You don't buy them because that's what people think, that folks that buy those things and all that, they think that rich people buy the fancy cars and all that. That is never true. Those are want to be rich. Those are fake rich. I'm not saying all of them. These people, but those folks also, they make a lot of money. But remember, I told you earlier on, real millionaires, 63%, they've never in their lifetime made 100,000. And this is a household, not one person combined. Yet their net worth is over $1 million. How did they do it? The same thing I'm showing you. The same thing I'm showing you. Gradually process. You see, people don't understand that worth is time. You have to give yourself grace. So give yourself grace, and investing is a long time thing. and not just a short term. So let's say you invest 40 years and they start investing, right? Now they are 41. Look, and they start putting this here. Let me enlarge this a little bit. Okay. So now they are 40 years, right? So 40 years, let's say a year's time. Look, it's about 7,000, right? So they haven't really, oh, okay, let's say 940. This is altogether. So let's say they put in 940. They put in 11,000. Guess how much they have? They put in almost 11,500. Look, right? But you need to give yourself a grace. You need to be patient. That is the discipline part. Be patient. I want to show you because investing is that. But when it start going up, then it start jumping, right? Look, all this 11,000. I put in 11,000. The first year, look how much I made. 531. It looks like it's not worth it, right? Look, I'm putting in 95%, but I'm getting what? 5%. So let's go. Let's jump all the way to maybe 6 years. Look, now I'm putting in 73%. You see the numbers is turning. I'm putting in 73%. Look at how much I'm getting. I'm getting 27%. It's still not yet. 6 years. When you look at it, I've put in so far, I put in 67,000, and I only get 24,000. Wait, there's more. So now let's go 10 years, which is 50. Now 50, you see, now you see it's balanced and it's changing. Now we put in 59% and we gaining 41%. I put in 120, 21, 112.80, and I get 70. Now wait, this is where things, the miracle start happens, right? Now let's say 12 years. See, now 52, 52, and guess what? It jumped from 12 years. See, from 10 to 12, it jumped from like 7% down. And now the miracles are going to start happening. So let's go 15 years. Now you see, now it's catching, now it's changing, right? It's changing. I put 160 and I have what? 220. So be patient. Be very patient when you're doing this, and don't use it as ATM. Let it grow. If, like I say, if you follow the steps, it's gonna get. And let me be honest with you. If you're not gonna follow it like I'm telling you, don't do it because it's not gonna work. You have to follow that steps one after. Don't ish it. If you ish it, it's not gonna work. Every 2 seconds, you go swipe it and take some of it. No, it won't. Or you're doing this and still having debt. You investing and still having a lot of debt. It's like you putting a cement behind you and trying to run. You fall, you get up. It's like it's hectic. It's so heavy. It makes you so tired. Even though, yeah, you're gonna get there. But look, you don't want to do that. Take all that away if you can, and make sure now you put all your energy and put more money. Right? That's when if we have a lot going on, and that's where we invest 2% and all that. We can't even get the company match, making free money go away, right? So now let's see. So now let's go back all the way to whereby we hit 20 years. Now the magic is coming. See, we put in 225, we get in 4. So we see the percentage 32. We put in 32%. Now the growth is 68. See, so you have to be, I will say this again, you have to be very patient. That is where the discipline comes in. And the time, you see the time is moving gradually, and we still have the money. So even if we don't increase the money, we're doing something. But what if you keep on getting raised, and every time we get raised, we start putting more in, then you see, this is gonna double. And there's something called the rule of 72. If let's say we get to this point and say we are not investing anymore, we are not investing anymore. Look at this. If you're not investing anymore, we are not putting anything again. We're just doing zero. The rule of 72. Every 7 years, that money, even if you don't put anything in, it doubles. So let's look at it, right? So now we have here, this is what we're going to do. We put in, how much have we put in? 713 is 0. So guess what? How much this is going to be? Oh no, that's a month. That should be a yearly thing. How do I do that? How do I do that? So whatever it is, the rule of 72 says, right? That is not right. That is not right. So what it is every 7 year, if you get in that percentage of 10, that money will double. So imagine imagine even if you hit 60 and you say you're not saving anymore, and that's when you have the 700 and you say, hey, I'm saving more. By the time you retire 67, that 700 and something will be 1.4 something. You see, I would say Einstein said, compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. You have to know how to use it. You have to know how to use it. It's amazing how all these, you see, personal finance is 80% behavior, 20% head knowledge. It's not what you know. You see, sometimes the math will make you go crazy, do stuff. Oh, let me take this here, go spread it here, and do no investing is not that. When you're investing, just be steady, take your time. There are so many people that they think what I'm telling you is so boring, so it doesn't have to be good. No, investing doesn't have to be that. When you look at it, when you go through all these real millionaires, that is what they did. They use only two vehicles, investment vehicle that hit them there. One is their residency of house where they live in. They pay it off and they use employee sponsored retirement plan. That this taking advantage of all these plans. Then after that, if you hit 5 million, it's a different situation, right? And let's be honest, you can't do this and be a billionaire. Mathematically, that won't work. You can't put in a 401k and that will not work. Mathematically, it won't work because of how much you have to put down. It won't work and the years and all that. But when you go through the millionaires that are from 1 million to 5 years, this is what they did. And after that, then things started changing because when you hit that mark, then you need to, bring in people and to do stuff. So let's continue to do this. Like I said, I promise you this, that if you follow this, if you're not doing it, if you're going to ace it, don't do it because it's not going to work. But if you're going to follow it process by process, I guarantee you this, a period, even if you are just being normal, a period of 10 to 15 years, your net worth is going to hit 1 million. This is not like getting rich. This is like leading this life and it gets you there. So come back again and we're going to go ahead and talk about how we have to put money down, why we need to do that money down thing and make sure we're on a strong path, and also about the college fund for our kids. Make sure they go for college for free. And also, if we have a house already, if you don't have a house, how we can put more down to be able to take care of our mortgage, right? Yeah, I know there's some people when you talk paying off your mortgage, it's like a foreign language to them. But when you look at it, I think about 43, I'm not sure about the number, but I think it's around the 40 mark. 43% own their home free and clear. So if you want to be part of that, stay tuned. Let's wait for the next video. Until we meet again, make sure you spend wisely, save intentionally, and give generously. At this point, we are not intense, we are intentional. Intentional. We know what we're doing, we know where we're going, and we have the peace. And that peace is giving us joy because we sleep like a baby. All right. Until we meet again, your boy Patrik Barfi. Peace.